Hey guys, Barry here with Geek Out Studio. Sorry. Going to introduce a new series that I'm trying to make, and basically it'll be the basic techniques of getting into miniature making and miniature painting. And so in this video, I'm just going to go over the basic tools that you're going to want to get and have to start painting miniatures. And as you can see, obviously, you're going to need paint. Now, a lot of people will want to, go out and get craft paint. I do have it, I do use it, but I wouldn't necessarily recommend using it for everything. Key thing to keep in mind, what's different from this paint than a lot of these other paints is that the pigment consistency in craft paint is a lot bigger and coarser. So unless you do a lot of work with mediums and thinning it and working with it, your mini could have a kind of a chalky appearance or finish to it. So that's why I generally use paints designed for model making and miniature, mainly because the pigments in these are a lot finer, so you'll have a much smoother finish to your miniature. And of course, as you can see, I use pretty much any brand that I can find a particular color in. I've got Vallejo Game, Citadel, Tamiya, Vallejo Air, Vallejo Game Air. So I'm not really kind of particular in a particular brand. Now, the other great thing with these is that they're all acrylic. So that means that they're water based. So you can thin them with water. You can clean your brushes with water. They're not as heavy odor or necessarily toxic like lacquer or enamels would be. I think Tamiya is more of an alcohol-based medium, but that's on a different that's in a different place, different time, and all that. Next is you would definitely want to get some decent brushes. Again, I would not recommend like the craft brushes that you can get like five in a pack for like $1 or something. They're not really designed for miniature work. A key thing to keep in mind is that miniature painting is going to be very abusive on your brushes. Brushes were meant and designed to paint on a flat surface like this, not a three-dimensional surface like this or an actual, miniature like this. So uh, your brushes will go bad over time. But in another video, I'll show some basic brush maintenance and care to keep in mind. When it comes to brushes, I know a lot of painters and a lot of YouTubers will say the Winsor and Newton Series 7 and everything. I would recommend not breaking the bank on brushes because, like I said, they're um, miniatures are rough on brushes, so you're going to be replacing your brush every few months or so. So, kind of save where you can. The brushes I use are Winsor Newton Spectre or Spectral Septra Gold Series 2 and the Cotman. These are watercolor brushes, so if you properly thin your paints, they'll get kind of a watercolor consistency. So these brushes are pretty good for that. But I also use a couple of other random brushes that I just find. So Like this is, I have no idea where I got this one from. This is just a brush I use for dry brushing. And again, I got another one here for dry brushing. This was like maybe 98 cents or something. So, yeah. Uh, so, just pick good brushes, but be aware that they will eventually give out on you. And then, probably the only other basic tool that you're going to need to get started with painting is something to help you hold on to the miniature. So I've got like two examples here. Now I know Games Workshop puts out like a little miniature holder, but I've got just an old paint pot with poster tack on it, and then here I've got a giant cork stopper that all I did was drill into the feet, put a safety pin, not a safety pin, a paper clip in here, and then pinned it to the cork. And this is kind of my go-to method. Again, I'll go over all this later, but you'll want something that will allow you to hold on to the miniature and manipulate the miniature while you're painting. That you're not sitting here actually holding the miniature. So again, guys, that's kind of your basic tools that you're going to need to get started. So be sure to follow, like, and subscribe. Hit the little bell icon. All of that helps out the channel. And be sure to put any questions or comments in the comments down below. I'm certainly open to suggestions on the next couple of topics that y'all would like to hear. So, till next time, I'll see you later.